All right, you guys, welcome back to Isyour6 Covered. Appreciate you showing up. Today we're talking about tripods. So, a lot of questions. I'll see them in the forums. What tripod should I get? Or what style should I get? So, here's two different tripods. These are both Really Right stuff. And I'm not saying you need to go out and buy Really Right stuff. Greatest out there, in my opinion, with weight to strength ratios. But what's the best one for me? Or basically for you? So some of the things you need to think about is, what am I doing with it? Now, if you're going to shoot NRL Hunter, and we're kind of going to go around that for today's video. But if you're not, say you need to backpack, you're doing some really, you're crawling through a lot of trees kind of stuff, and you're just hunting, you're probably going to want something more on this end, and we'll get into the differences of these. First, you got to figure out, okay, how tall am I? And then in the highest upright position with the legs fully extended, where do I want my binos? Now I'm 5'8". Just to give you an example, I'm 5'8", so when I deploy these all the way down, I can run my binos and they're perfectly set up for me. This one here, depending on how you want to say this has 3 knobs, or 1, 2, 3, 4 different pieces, but 3 that move. Okay, so when you're looking, trying to figure out what you want. So to break this down, these both have the Anvil 30s on it, which I really, really like. I like the ability to be able to crank these over and tighten them up super tight if I want to lock a rifle in. These are both set up to run Arca rail, which is basically a piece that you would attach or is already built into your chassis or stock that you can clip in, say here, up in the front area, or you can run it all the way back here if you want. So if you're using a tripod, it's best that you do put it more towards the rear just for balance. But with that being said, let's just talk about tripods for now. So tripods, if I'm doing the hiking, I'm only hunting and I'm not shooting any competitions, or if I'm shooting PRS and I want kind of a smaller compact kind of thing, these 3-piece, I don't know if this is considered a 4-piece or a 3-piece, but there's 3 knobs you have to tighten for each leg. But you always see, well, how much faster is it? How much faster is it between the inverted one, which is 1 piece, or 2 pieces, 1 piece that moves, 2 pieces total? Which one's faster, and is it worth the share and the time? So let me do this. Now here's some of the downfalls to having the longer one. The downfalls to having the longer one is this will be either be in your pack higher, so you'll be catching trees, stuff like that, depending on how you mount it, or you might be kicking your legs with it down here, you know, as you're walking. Mine I mount basically on my chest right here with an OBI. I'll try to put some pictures in, but basically it's like a male and a female coupling, and you just clip it in, now you got it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy both these on the clock, and this will give you an answer of how much faster is it, at least for me, or what's more beneficial for me. So at a match, when I deploy this thing, I run it with my bipod, or not my bipod, my binos on it already. So it's here, my binos are right here, so that when I basically take this off, take my pack off, I have the ability to be down here. I can spot most targets. Sometimes you need to be in a higher position to see targets because of, you know, foliage or whatever's down here. There may be times when you have to be super low. So this one here is tough. So I will say that I made this to the height that I wanted to be able to shoot off of. So if I mount a rifle right here, it's right at my shooting height, right where I want to be. So I actually cut these legs, and I never put a video out on that. But it's not too difficult to do. It's kind of scary because this thing was 1,400 bucks. So basically cutting into this 30 minutes after I bought it was kind of scary. So with this one, I have to deploy at least the first set of legs to get where I would probably want to shoot off of it. So right there, it's basically the exact same height. So that was 3 things I had to do in order to do that besides just putting this down. So I could either shoot off it, I could range with it, but now I'm at a height that's fairly comfortable. I'm kneeling, I can see what's going on, I have the ability to look down a canyon per se, unless there's stuff in the way and I need to get some type of elevation. So I'm going to grab my phone, I'm going to grab the timer, not the timer, I'm going to look for the stopwatch, and I'll just put it right here, and I'll do the first one. So the first one, I'm basically just going to go and deploy it off the clock. So I'll have it folded up like you need to for NRL Hunter. It has to be completely stowed away in a backpack all the way in. And this was kind of the cheater code to not have to do that. But let's see what the time is. So I'll just hold it out. I'll hit start. So 9 seconds, 9.15 seconds. So now I can range, which wasn't lightning fast. It's just, that's what it was. Let me see if I can beat that time. Inverted. All right. And go. Oops. And here we go. Go. $6.53. All right, so the one thing I can do on this one that helps with speed is when I grab this, I'm going to turn all these at the same time, basically pull this all the way out, twist, 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 do it again, twist, 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 okay? So right now these are all in the lock position. I'm going to hold this out. So the first one was 9 seconds, 9.15 seconds. Reset, start. $13 seconds. So, not much difference, 4 seconds. So basically, almost another half of what it took to do that. So, is it worth the time and energy? For every stage, you have to do this, basically. So I would say it could be, depending on if you want to utilize that time for maybe the last shot that you wouldn't have got with, say, this one. You have the extra 4 seconds to mess with. 4 seconds isn't anything in 4 minutes, right? But it might be the difference between that last shot and being able to hit it. Having the ability to find the targets. That's the important part. If you can't find the targets, you're just going to keep burning time. So hopefully that video, I think it was 9 minutes, 22 seconds, was short enough to figure that out. But whatever style you get, think about what you want to do. Whether you want the ability to be quicker or if you want the ability to be in a smaller package and be able to maneuver more. So that's basically the difference. You guys have a wonderful day.